Now, before I start my presentation, let me say a couple of things which are not part of my presentation. First, let me appreciate the invitation extended to me and to us by UNESCO-ICHEI. It's wonderful to be here again. I was here 2 years ago, I think, and I'm seeing familiar faces for the second time. That's wonderful. Thank you. But also commend the summit. I think the lineup of distinguished participants and speakers has been wonderful. I've learned a lot. And I think they've said a lot of things that I cannot repeat. That will make my presentation a bit shorter, but I appreciate the lineup. It's been really wonderful. It's a lot of lessons learned. And third, which is very important, when Sheen came here in the morning, she mentioned that they are celebrating 10 years anniversary. And I don't think we've celebrated enough together with them. With the presentation just made by Miss B, I think they've achieved a lot in a decade. Let me request you to put our hands together to sincerely appreciate the work they're doing, but also to strengthen and expand this partnership to more of the partners. Thank you very much, UNESCO. So before I continue, I'm not sure how many people are aware of the Inter-University Council for East Africa. It is an intergovernmental as well as member-based institution of East African community based on the East Africa. The East African community is 8 countries as shown in green. And our mandate actually is to help the East African community to integrate by using higher education as a system. So we do harmonize higher education systems. We do develop and ensure the implementation of qualification framework to allow free mobility of professionals as well as students. We do execute our mandate through various activities. One is policy advocacy, academic mobility, convening and projects and programs. But today I'll touch a little bit on our main pillar of executions of our mandate, which is capacity building. We develop capacity building activities in all aspects of higher learning institutions. But today I'll tell you about the program we co-created and delivered with UNESCO-ICHEI, which is Building AI-Ready Educators for East Africa. So a lot has been said why we need to build capacity of the academics or talent at large, not only the youth, but also the academics on AI. And how does AI disrupt higher education to a large extent? I don't want to repeat those, but I want to emphasize one thing. There are those who said AI is a tool. To me, a tool is like a refrigerator, like a car, like a mobile phone. It has an objective that it can achieve by itself alone. To me, AI is a companion, rather. It's a companion, like your wife at home, right? It helps you doing things, right? You combine the minds to accomplish a bigger objective. That's what I see as an AI. The advent of AI is creating a shift from what we call educational technology model to technological education model. I think some people have talked about it. Educational technology model, there's a technology that serves to support education. PowerPoints, learning management system, and so on and so forth. Whereby educational technology, we have a technology that actually actively designs, creates, delivers, and administers knowledge or education. This is AI. And in that sense, in my perspective and the rationale of the presentation, I asked myself, if AI can create knowledge, what is the source of this knowledge? That's important. Who created this knowledge? Does he know anything about who I am and where I come from, my cultures, my ethics? That's important. And that's why localization is critical when it comes to AI content that's been developed. Now, to address the need of educators in AI in the East African community, we partnered with UNESCO-ICHEI. We have an MOU, particularly to leverage on global expertise and content available through IIO platform while ensuring relevance to regional realities. So this is the framework of establishing our program. We did not take just the content and deliver, but first we identified experts with specific expertise as seen in the slide. I'm not going to go into the details. And then we provided them, at that time we had 10 modules, to look and review the modules and then advise us. Their advice was, first of all, they did realize that there's a lot of gap, some gap in this content. First, there's limited local examples, limited regional case studies. There's a need of contextualized AI application. There's a need for more practical demonstrations and engagement with learners, a need for closer guided learning support, a need for stronger linkage in East African higher education realities. In short, what they said is global resources were valuable, but not sufficient. And their key recommendation was localize the training rather than just simply adopt it. And that's what we did. And our localization approach had two layers. One is getting the content from UNESCO-ICHEI and actually interact with the content and change it, adapt it. For example, we review the content and adapt it, regional examples incorporated, additional materials developed, and missing topics supplemented within the content available. We got that content, and our experts attempted to do this. But not all of them pursue that particular approach. Some of them said, okay, we will use this content, but we will develop complementary instructor-led materials. So basically, these include live sessions, practical demonstrations, local use cases, peer learning, interactive discussions, and hands-on exercise. The result is a blended model combining self-paced learning materials available from the platform of IIOE, as well as instructor-led modules that were developed by the locals in the East African community. So this is the results of the first cohort. About 200 of them registered. About 150 completed at least one module and hence got the IIOE micro-credential certificates, but only 20 completed the whole program. The program had 6 modules, but also had a capstone project. And when you complete at least 4, we provided you with a certificate, a joint certificate between IUCER and IIOE. But the achievement here is that we learned, we get some lessons learned, and also we created a network of AI-ready educators from the region, for which we also use to train more of the staff. So lessons learned, a number of lessons learned. One, participants' feedback demonstrated that localization must address, 1 minute, pedagogical localization, linguistic localization, administrative localization, but more important is technological localization, which involve better technical support, flexible access, and some opportunities to redo these lessons once they fail. Now, with that, we have localization 2.0. With this one, we requested our partner to allow us to take the content and host it locally within the platform that our learners are more familiar with. So that is called locally hosting the training materials. After long discussion, they allowed us to take those content. We have special agreement. Now, this represents another important dimension of localization, which is bringing global resources closer to the users. You know, we have other issues like power, internet connectivity, and so on and so forth. When they are locally installed, it's easier to scale. So expected benefits, of course, is to scale to large number of learners. Going ahead, of course, we have cohort 2. Times is up. I'm done. Cohort 2 will be launched soon. We are also developing now, we're looking for more advanced modules, and we develop more advanced training program. But we are establishing a regional center of excellence in AI in the region, all 8 countries, whereby we will have nodes collaborating together to provide a network of AI excellence or regional community of practice for sustained peer learning and collaboration. And with that, I'm done by saying that global resources achieve their greatest impact when they are localized to reflect local realities, delivered through trusted regional networks, and supported by contextually relevant learning experiences. Thank you very much. And happy 10th anniversary of UNESCO-ICHEI again. Thank you.